love a game like that where you get the second team in there and, hey, don't raise your eyebrows, sir. You and I have both been a part of the bomb squad going in there and getting some valuable reps.
Absolutely. But I never really liked going in there at the end of the game.
When else were you going to get in there?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm playing fullback, and then it's like, hey, bomb squad, you get to go play tailback. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's carry the rock.
Hey, man. To each their own, We all have different opinions.
Well, I mean, if you didn't get in then, like, when were you going to get in? Young in your career.
I know. It's just one of those situations. I never like going in at the end of the game because, like, there's no juice to the game. You've been standing there for, like, 3 hours. You go in.
You run razor rub.
You get, like, base calls. It's like a no-win situation. Yeah, you get a little bit of experience, but that experience doesn't really do anything for you. That experience doesn't really count.
I guess maybe for me.
Doesn't make you better.
From my perspective, like, I was actually playing a different position. So, like, that was the only real experience I was going to get.
Sure.
So, like, maybe that experience was different for me than it was for you.
Yeah, it was probably good to hit the hole, get some contact a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you played since you played as a freshman, like.
Yeah, but mostly fullback.
Right. Yeah, but when you go in there, you do have to do well because you're supposed to do well. You're going against the backup for Southeastern at that point. So, anyway. It was one of those things that I never really, as a quarterback, it's like, all right, I got to go in there. I better look good because we're blowing this team out. You have to do it. It's a no-lose situation because if you look bad, then it's like, oh, is this guy really the pick for us? Is he really the backup? Do we need to start rethinking? It's like when I'd go in the game in the NFL or something, I'd be like, oh gosh, my job's on the line. If I go in and mop up duty, I feel like my job's on the line.
Yeah.
Because this is the one situation you get to go do it in a game.
You didn't feel that way in college?
I mean, I did a little bit. You still feel like your backup job's on the line. And again, in a situation that's got no juice to it. No win sitch.
Well,
anyway.
LSU did take care of business, 56-10. Garrett Nusmeir, 25 of 31, 273, 8.8 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. And I think more importantly, the air yards went up. Some of the throws that he made, he hadn't been making over the last couple of weeks, some sprinting to his left across his body. Am I saying that it's fully back to normal? Maybe not. But we did see them do some things they haven't done in the first 3 games of the season that they did here in this 4th game.
Yeah, they did, and he threw the ball really well. Early in the game, he did not look like he was throwing it very well. I noticed, like, pushing the ball to the sidelines is when you're putting a lot of stress on the core and your abs and and the twisting. Made some what it looked like pretty weak throws. Now, it could have just come out of his hand wrong. I mean, it could have been early in the game, ball was sweaty, something like that. It might not have had anything to do with the potential of that pain or whatever it is. But most of his air yards that were over, like we talked about, the easiest throws on your body are over the middle.
Yeah.
Because everything's lined up perfect. You're not having to, like, twist and turn. And I think a lot of those throws were over the middle, dimes, like spinning it really well. So answered a lot of questions there as far as, is he better? Is he healthy? Now, the question I think that I would still have is, like, was it still that necessary to do all that and to risk all that? I don't know. Is he 100%? I don't know. Like, you saw some throws toward the sideline that were not Nusmeir-esque as far as, like, arm strength, but every other throw, of course, the air yards on attempts, they went up, something just we haven't seen, which was good to see. But I think it's easy to get a little too overly confident, overly excited about, when you come out of these games, it's just people are open that normally aren't going to be open, right?
Yeah.
And still, they're the other team's trying, and the effort there, and the windows are, they're not like wide open, but the windows are, and the windows and the gaps that you're throwing to are just unrealistic for going forward. But it's good to see him let it loose. He still has arm talent. I'll be darned. Can still spin it.
Yeah, and that was going to be my biggest takeaway. That was going to be the thing that I was watching. I mentioned on the broadcast like 10 times. Like, okay, I want to see what he does. I want to see how he looks. And like you said, I mean, some of those throws to the sideline. But I did feel like as he got into the game flow, as he got stretched, as he got warmed, as he got juiced up, like it did continue to go up a little bit. And we did see things that we haven't seen in the first 3 weeks, and they spread the ball to a lot of receivers. That was another good thing in this game. Bauer Sharp has 5 catches. Varion Brown has 5 catches. Cal Parker had 4. Aaron Anderson had 3. And then, I mean, you got a host of Tigers that had multiple underneath that as well. So, passing game, the receivers, your quarterbacks. I mean, Michael Van Buren comes into the game. He's 10 of 12, 122 yards, 10.2 yards per attempt, had a touchdown on the ground and through the air. Nusmeir also had one on the ground. Another sign, I think, of maybe him continuing to get healthy. He had his career long run.
Wow.
26 yards.
He let the people know, too.
He did. His previous career long, want to take a guess?
13.
All right. Laundry, want to take a guess?
10.
Taylor?
Like currently or before tonight?
Before Nusmeier's 26-yard run, his career high before that.
14 yards.
It was 14 yards. Taylor, listen to the broadcast.
Nerd alert.
So he almost doubled that. You were close. If he wouldn't have said 14, Price is Right rules, you'd have had it.
He knew it.
Yeah, he knew it.
Mine was just a guess.
Yeah.
It was a guess on my part, guys.
No, it was not.
You said that too confidently. So, I mean, he almost doubled his career-long run. Those are good things. And he was very excited. He was letting people know he ran 26 yards.
He was very excited. What do you if he would have gotten in the end zone? Would he have stepped over like Ark Manning did? Would he have stepped over
a Sam Houston player?
Over a Sam Houston player? Bowed up?
Probably not.
That was pathetic.
Yeah.
I was going to give him a weekend loser for that.
Yeah.
That was pathetic.
He didn't even run over the guy. The guy came in late and kind of touched him on the hip a little bit.
Big boy.
In Texas social media.
What if he would have done this?
I know.
Oh my God.
What if he would have put the short guy?
Oh yeah, the too little.
I saw that a couple
The
times.
Texas social media probably worse though, because first off, I saw one that said Arch Manning back to his old self. What's his old self?
Right.
Which is
High
another
school.
dumb one.
High
And then
school.
they're like,
playing inferior opponents like in high school.
it's true. He did.
Yeah,
He did.
yeah.
Well, he did it once last year too. Like you're standing over a Sam Houston player. They don't even spell Bearcats correctly.
That's true.
Like, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah, that's your people. That's y'all's people.
I'm not gonna blame Ark on that. Like the adrenaline's pumping. You got a lot of all this, all this stuff. Like whatever. I mean, but to put it out there like that, that's pretty rough look.
Yeah, multiple angles, multiple times. Yeah,
If-
bad luck.
What if Garrett would have tried
That's
to
what I'm saying.
big boy somebody?
Southeastern,
I'd
yeah.
have been like, all right, you can run. Sweet.
Cool.
Cool. But it was good. Yeah. But look, I'm not going to get too excited about him running for 20 yards against Southeastern. I'm not going to get too excited about him completing some good passes.
Well, see, but
I doesn't
hear,
really matter to me.
Yeah, I do hear what you say, and we've been through those games, aka the purple jersey games. But I do think you can get excited the fact that he showed he can run. I'm talking about health wise. He has a quarterback sneak. They don't call that if they feel like they're putting him in harm's way. And he did make some throws that we haven't seen him make yet. So I don't care about the result. I really don't. I just care about, okay, he's progressing and doing things we haven't seen yet. You don't think so?
Well, yeah. I mean, it looked good. I'm not going to sit here and get too excited and try to wax poetic about our offense is back.
I wouldn't say that either, but I would say that at least we saw things physically from him.
Can I tell you, the competition difference there is, in high school terms, it's 5A versus 2A. The competition difference.
Yeah.
So, would you get, how much do you look into this? Yes, you can, we can knit, with a magnifying glass and be like, but he's made good throws this year over the middle. He's done this and that. Yes, and the game plan was a lot different. So the woes before this weren't necessarily the throws he could or couldn't make. It was having a game plan around what they thought the throws that he couldn't make. So it was clear and obvious that they were trying to prove a point this past weekend and push it and do a quarterback sneak and do a couple different things. But game plan's got to open up against real opponents. So.
Oh, and you got one this week.
And you got one in 5 days.
You got one.
So we got
on
an
the
opportunity,
road.
big opportunity.
It is. We'll get to the rushing attack. Now, the total numbers, because in college, I still just hate that we do this, but we take sack yards away from the rushing total, but still, it is what it is.
Fix it.
So you had 35 carries, 135 yards, 3.9 yards per attempt, 4 touchdowns on the ground. Again, though, they they take that Garrett Nusmeir sack yardage away. So his stat line is 5 carries for 10 yards, even though he did have, 26-yard run alone. He had the longest run, by the way, of the night. There's still some things there, that's for sure, that need to continue to get cleaned up, continue to work on. I did think Juwan Johnson was a bright spot. I did think he created on his own a couple of different times. He ended up having 2 scores, 8 for 43. But there's still
Caden Durham
still a way to go.
continues to not be like I don't think the outside zone stuff. I don't think he does real well at this point in his career.
He didn't see it right now.
He doesn't see it right now. I think we pointed out that clip.
It was last week.
Was it last week? Who was it against?
Florida.
Yeah, it was against Florida, where it was
the corner showed a little
stretch,
bit. Yeah.
Stretch, and didn't push it. And he did it again this week a couple of times, where he just couldn't push it enough, and he had some big openings too. If he just he keeps wanting to cut back, which he's like an inside zone guy. That's where he's comfortable.
Yep.
He's comfortable in the A and B gaps, and he'll get there. That's a repetition thing. He's got to see it, got to continue to see it on film and see what he's doing wrong, and learn his aiming points, how to press it, where to press it. So he'll get there. He's just not seeing that outside zone real well yet.